But take this, John.
Hey everyone, how are you all? Sorry about that, a bit of a technical issue there. I had to cut off on YouTube. So guys, those who don't know me, I'm Kim. I'm chair of PCPW, Public Child Protection Wales. We are leading the fight in Wales against the RSE, which we know to be CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. But that's another story for another day. I'm just going to give you a quick update now tonight. So, guys, it's been a massive week, hasn't it? With the children going back to school, we've had the presentation in the Neon, we've had lots and lots of meetings, anxieties are high, but you know what? We're absolutely smashing it, so it doesn't matter, does it? So, what have we had this week, guys? We've had some distractions, so that's something we need to look out for now. We're getting really high profile, okay? Now, the media won't tell us how high profile we are, but it's the big organizations writing articles about us that's telling us how big we are. So that's amazing, right? Not only is it amazing, we're doing really, really well. This is where things will become problematic now. They can't call us homophobes. They can't call us, well, they're trying to call us far right. You know, they can't, there's nothing they can pin on us because we are a mixed group, right? We're a mixed group, we're a coalition. Everybody's welcome here. Common sense, child protection, and that's what they don't like. Because the truth is, the people we are up against, they don't really want to safeguard our children. That's a fact, okay? You only have to look at the British history to know how terrible we are at looking after children. So like I said, guys, we've had some distractions, and this is where we need to be wise now. We need to rise above the distractions. We need to be mindful of where we are, where our energy is, right? Because it's what it is. There's people out there now and they're relying on us, okay? Our energy is going to make them energetic. So if we are run down and if we are caught up in these little distractions, we are no good to the general public, right? So it's up to us now, the people at the front. We need to lead by example, guys, right? So we watch where we put our time. We watch where we put our energy. So going on to the responses from schools, there's been mixed responses, but one thing that's clear throughout the country is we've still got no lesson content. Strange, guys, isn't it? 5 years in the making, legislation passed last April, and here we are, we still got no lesson content. I wonder why that is. So we've got some schools that are meeting parents. Some schools are saying they're going to filter this education down. Some are aware of what's going on. Some just are accusing us of being maniacs. But it doesn't matter because we are fighting with the truth. All right, guys? We're not fighting it. We're not fighting an argument. We haven't got no opinions on things. These are facts. You know, we're fighting with facts. And we continue to fight with those facts. Right, guys? So just before I go any further, we've got the school sit out next week. I do know that was organised, but I'm not sure if it was the Newport or the Cardiff lot. And obviously, since arranging that, there's been the passing of the Queen. So I think that's the reason why that's cancelled next week on the 12th, 13th and 14th. But some of you are already going ahead anyway. If you want to do your own protests, you are within your right, okay? This is not our fight. You don't do what we tell you to do. Those are your children. You don't listen to us any more than you're going to listen to the government, right? So you fight this in your own way, but you make sure you have got a paper trail. No phone calls. If there are phone calls, you need to email the school and say, just to reiterate, all right? And then you give a little summary of what was discussed. So we've had some head teachers being really rank, really, to parents. They think they're a cut above us, but the truth is what we are dealing with here is well above their pay grade, all right? So what we're actually dealing with is egos, okay, guys? So when you strip things back and you realize you're just dealing with an ego, because like I said, this is way beyond the teacher's pay grade, way, way, way beyond that. So stop putting these people on a pedestal, okay? Because they are bottom of the food chain delivering this stuff. When in history has teachers ever known about legislation and policy changes until the time it happens? You know, they'd always last to know anyway. So why would now be any different? So guys, some of you have commented there. As you can see tonight, I'm joined with Amia. So here I am in Swansea.
Hello, everyone.
Here I am in Swansea, and you're probably thinking, I've missed a demo today. No demo today, guys. We are just preparing for tomorrow. There is an event in Party Pavilion, Swansea, and that's from 2 till 6 p.m. If you want to come to that, you do need to RSVP. So if you look on our website, you'll find the details on the leaflet, okay? So go on the website, news, upcoming events, and you'll see that there. So there is a capacity for there's capacity for 500 people there. Let me tell you now, the seats are filling fast, okay? This is everyone is welcome. Everybody is welcome. Everyone from all minority groups are welcome. This is basic common sense child protection. And obviously, we are going, it's a joint event tomorrow. We're going to be sharing the stage with Amir Azar, and Ayaz is going to be on the door. So, Amir, you've just come down now the last couple of hours. So you've just come to Swansea, you've gone to visit the guys up there in the mosque. Are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. I think the people here in Swansea are very organized, they're very brave, and they have got their finger on the issue precisely. They understand what's happening. Kim is absolutely right in what she's saying. In fact, the teachers are probably the last people who know about the regulations and the policies that have been drawn up, and are simply being forced by sheer abuse of authority on the education system, and then on on our children. This is exactly what has happened in Birmingham and in the whole of England. The teachers are the last people to know what they have heard is that, oh, this is the law, we have to do it. Well, that is simply not true. These uh, these regulations, they are rather subjective as well. As Kim has said, there are no lesson plans. And if you look at England and Scotland, you would be shocked at the at what lesson plans are being created and being attributed to these regulations. And in Wales, it's even in England they have somewhat tried to design their own regulations. In Wales, they simply adopted the United Nations Health Organization's universal sex education, which is even more sexually liberal and explicit. Recently, a few days ago, the Child Commissioner for England has reported in its analysis and survey that 44% of children in England or in Britain are live in families that are not traditional families.
And that's
And
that's almost half the country. Yeah.
yeah, it is. And as Kim says, and you please come to this presentation tomorrow, because there Kim will explain potentially what these lesson plans could hold for your child, and they are a safety issue. In fact, it's not just for your child, and it's not just for the children of Britain. It's in fact for the whole of society and for our children to come. The amount of explicitness and the way relationships are being taught here, they are completely ignoring the family values that we have traditionally respected and hold dear. And people are not aware of this.
No, well, I don't think people are realizing that children are being encouraged to ignore their parents on many things.
Yeah.
Like we just saw one lesson thing. Now, I wonder if it's on my screen, if I can show people. I don't think I've got it up, and I went to the first level. We were just looking now on the Scottish Government website. So for those who don't know, rshp.gov, go into the search thing and it starts from early years up. And we were just looking at one of the lesson plans there now about sex for the first time. And this was from age 12. And I did put on, let me read off a PowerPoint. I just put on the PowerPoint now. Let's have a look. Yeah, so what it says is true or false. So it's true or false. The sexual intercourse part one. how people have sex for the first time. So, true or false? A girl can get pregnant for the first time when she has sex with a boy. It is against the law to have sex under the age of 16. If you have sex before your 16th birthday, you need to keep it a secret. Drinking alcohol before sex makes it better. Sex the first time for girls hurts. These are the kinds of things that that we're up against here.
Yeah, I mean, I think for parents this is absolutely shocking that you'd keep it a secret from parents, and then you're teaching children how. You basically it's an encouragement to have sex.
Well, this is it. You got show and tell turns into go and do.
Yeah,
It does, like we on a lot of the slides, like Lucia picks up. This is something that adults do. Well, children like to act like adults. They like to act like adults. They like to feel grown up. Even young girls, some little girl, come on, how many of us had our dollies as our babies? We played the role of the parent from the moment we could nurse a doll. So, this says we are entering very, very dangerous territory here. And they can ignore us as much as they want, or they can write these articles on us or whatever. The point is this is a common sense child protection campaign. It's we were just watching a video now of Shaquille with Peter Tatchell, and this video was on RT News about 3 years ago now. Peter Tatchell and yeah, it's Shaquille, isn't it?
yes, it
They
is.
they had
Yeah,
a little row about the All About Me package, and Shaquille said, "You all think that it's just us. You think it's us now, but let me tell you, there is going to be uproar in this country," and he's right
yeah,
because it's happening, especially here in Wales. We know now that there's 21 out of 22 local authorities that are active in this country. That hasn't been achieved anywhere in the world. That's something we should all be very, very proud of. We're achieving more than these well funded non government organisations, these lobbyists. We haven't got two pennies to rub together. And here we are, not just uniting the country, we are uniting the kingdom. And that's what they don't like, guys. That's what they don't like. But it's such a hard fight. There's a lot of deviance out there. It's not a fair fight. You would never think that this fight is over a child's education. Um, if we were sat here talking about maths, would people be, still be laughing it off? This is something you need to consider, especially here in Wales. They've taken away they've attempted to take away your parental opt out from age 3 to 16. Now that in itself should concern you, let alone the topic of sex. But these are the kinds of things that we address in our presentations, guys. We go into the legislation. We look at the frameworks they adopted. We tell you what we don't like about those frameworks. We're not on TV now where they tell you what we don't like about the frameworks. We get the opportunity to explain the story to you. And not only that, what you will leave with from our presentation is 80 points of reference. You're never going to get that from the government. All you're going to get is words. So you take these 80 points of reference and you just take them home and you show everyone, because what we're doing here, guys, is we're not fighting against anything in particular. We're exposing. We're exposing the truth,
yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit of a fight against the government. The truth is we're just exposing what's going on. And this is not opinion based neither. So, yeah, guys, you really do need to come to Swansea tomorrow if you can. How do you get it? Right. So, to attend the Swansea's event, you can look for the information on our website, publicchildprotectionwales.org. Click on news and upcoming events, and it's there. So, you can RVSP on the website, but to be honest with you, you're better off emailing the address that's on the leaflet because that will go straight through to the guys that's organising it and they will have a list there then. Do you want to say something, Amir?
Yeah, no, I think Kim has said pretty much everything, and she's absolutely right that they hide the truth. We are here to tell you the truth, and these are facts. They hide the truth behind phrases such as equality, or she was referring to Peter Tatchell, an interview with Shakir and Peter Tatchell. This is some time ago, where a program was referring to masturbation as pleasurable touching, and parents may read some of this material that's written in this way and think nothing of it. But behind it actually is something very sinister. And we're simply, you can draw your own conclusions, but and you can believe in what you believe is right for your child. All we're saying is come and learn what the facts are, and then draw your conclusions, so that you are, it's an informed judgment. Parents make an informed judgment. At the moment, uh, teachers, head teachers, leaderships in schools will tell you, oh, it's the law, we have to do it. This is simply not true. And they don't know the facts.
No.
We as campaigners tend to know a lot more than they do. At my child's school, excuse me, at my child's school some years ago, they were introducing a program, such a program in Birmingham. And when I learnt about it, I went and actually picked up the material, read through it, and then approached the school. I was astonished that they hadn't even read the material, the program they were trying to implement. So it's very important that you know the facts and you are able to make an informed judgment on this regulation. And for that, you must come tomorrow, for the sake of your children and for the sake of all children in Wales, and in fact, it's all children in Britain that we are speaking for.
Yeah.
Because actually, practically all of us believe in a family. If you are a parent, you will want your child to grow up, raise a family where they have their children, where the children have their mother and father in that family, and their mother and father are in a committed relationship. That's what we all wish for our children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's to safeguard that traditional family that we ask you to come tomorrow. And it's for everyone. This is not religious specific. It doesn't matter whether you are God believing or you don't believe in God. What color you are, what ethnicity you are, which part of Britain you're from. Everyone values this. In fact, the people around the world value the traditional family.
Yeah, of course. And this is it, guys. We need to, this is for us. We call it the death of innocence. And to go back on what Amir said, guys, that us as a group, there are no religious affiliations. I think there's only one Christian, and we didn't even know she was Christian until a year later. So that, everybody's welcome here. This is why we're so strong, because we are the platform for everybody. This is where we come forward. We leave our opinions at the door. We're fighting for the children. This is going to be the death of innocence. And here in Wales, we've got a really, really good opportunity. To change things. We don't want to end up like Scotland. We don't want to end up like England. This is where we need to come together now, guys, because we can change things for the whole of the country. Not only will we change things for the whole of the country, we'll actually make history, because no one in the world has ever achieved this. No one nowhere, you know?
And Kim, it's not just the death of innocence. It's the death of society as we know it. This fundamentally changes social structure. What a lot of the people who are behind this, what they believe in is that the family is a social construct that is not something natural. It is not something that is akin to human society. It is something that we make believed in a way, and what it will lead to a different structure of society, and literally is the death of the traditional society that we know.
Well, this is it. The thing is, we children are a different kettle of fish anyway. We should be preserving their minds as much as possible. They're forever trying to get themselves, as soon as they get up around the furniture, they're going to stick their fingers into plug sockets. Children are prone to getting themselves in these situations. We need to be there to stop them, going down. Well, what we see in here is we are promoting sexual freedom, basically. By the time we get to age 9, if you look at any framework from around the world, we are discussing sexual intercourse, so, and that is in these frameworks. we're on a very, very slippery road here. There's more stuff going on around the UK, and specifically, there is more. There's stuff going on in Swansea as well, and stuff that I haven't really addressed, stuff that we've been sitting on, stuff that we have said that we are going to expose if we don't get replies from these organisations. So, guys, you need to come along because you need to understand what kind of people are talking for you as well. The people you believe have got your corner. Very often they're either compromised or they are the kind of people that we're fighting against, and there's no two ways about that. And this is what it's about, guys. We need to fight now. All eyes are on Wales.
If you expect people with political correctness and wokeness to defend your corner, you're woefully mistaken. They will not.
Well,
because they're invested in it.
Yeah, I think you learned that mistake, Amir. Do you know what I mean? I think you guys learned from that in Birmingham. 1 minute the politicians are on your side when they want your vote, but when you really want them to stand up for you, they didn't want to know.
Absolutely. We had there were councillors and MPs who we expected to politically represent us, we were their constituents, and we elected them, and we expect them to represent us. But they simply would not. They, in fact, started demonizing us for no cause.
And this is it, guys. What you see in the media and what actually pans out in real life are two different things. So let's take these guys, for example, now in the media. The media just portrayed a load of Muslim homophobes, but that wasn't actually the case, was it? It's never actually the case. There are more people there, but they will just try and demonize us as certain. But this is what they can't do to us, and this is why we haven't had the media coverage. The most they can come up with is this misinformation, is sensationalized. Do you know what? You can't sensationalize something that doesn't exist, for a start. Yeah. So if it wasn't there, we couldn't sensationalize it, could we? But we're not sensationalizing it anyway. It's there. It exists, guys. It exists on the Scottish Government website, the Welsh Government website, the English Government website. Every single day, we are inundated with this evidence, right? Where are we going to go from here, guys? There is only one way, and that is straight through the eye of the storm. If there was a way around it, you got to believe that we would have found it, okay? There is no way around this. We do have to go through the eye of the storm, and we do have to unite on this. And we have to unite. The reason why we have to unite is because you guys need to understand that this is not an attack on any community at all. This is just common sense, basic safeguarding. That's all it is, guys. And this is why we need to come together. They've taken away all our rights. They have full control of our children. Home educating is not an option. Wales, we are up to our necks in it. Jeremy Miles has an ambitious plan to get every child in this country on a register by April so they can access some of this curriculum. You should be concerned. You should be concerned. These people making these decisions, half of them don't have children. The ones who do have children, their own raising of those children is questionable. And if you looked at them on an individual basis and you thought to yourself, would I allow this person to look after my child this weekend? The answer is going to be no. So why are you allowing that person to make lifelong decisions on every generation that comes from you? It's just insane, guys. It's insane. I know it's mad and it's hard to take in, okay? This is why we make you read these documents yourselves. Because once it's in there, it can't come out. But if it's in there and can't come out of our heads, what's it doing to the children's heads? Once it's in there, it's stuck. We look at my boy, for example, my eldest boy. What if my eldest boy was in these lessons with vulvas, testicles and scrotums? He's going to have an obsession with those names. He's going to have an obsession with those body parts. And then you guys are going to be saying that's my bad parenting, even though that I protected him from this kind of stuff anyway. I am speaking on behalf of 20% of this population. Okay, the additional needs families. Guys, you are the ones that need to stand up. You're the ones too scared to address these issues with our children, and you are the ones easy to pass them on to the school. But your children are higher risk of being abused. And if they've got behavioural problems, they're even higher risk of being abused. These are issues that we need to come together on. Yes, I know they are topics that's difficult to touch and difficult to address, but an art teacher can't do it. A music teacher can't do it. And this is why we come together. We come together to support each other. We learn together, and we learn a robust safeguarding, one that is simple, not complicated, not equipping the children with these negotiation skills, teaching them how to consent. None of that. We can keep our children safe, guys, far easier. And that's by talking to each other, learning. You learn from each other. You're never going to learn from other people. Someone telling you which way something's supposed to be. You learn on the ground. If you look at all the additional needs groups out there, let's be honest here. The ones that are proactive, the ones that are meaningful, were set up by parents. And it's the same here, guys, okay? We can fill the gaps. Whatever's missing, whatever we need help with, we can come together and we can fill these gaps, right? It is not rocket science. We can do this. So I'm going to leave it there at that now. Do you want to say anything, Amir, before we go?
No, I think you are the best protectors of your children. Do not leave it to the politicians. They are only interested in their politics. They have not had a decent, open, public debate on this issue, and they are setting the rules uh, for schools without your consent, without your informed consent. And that's actually outrageous. It is for a free democracy. It is simply unacceptable.
Yeah.
And it is simply an abuse of power. So you must come tomorrow, and you must fight for your children, and for all the children in Britain.
Yeah, and that's it, guys. The thing is, this is causing chaos on the ground. This is not causing chaos in public office. They are the ones that introduced this. We are the ones going after the schools, right? It's not fair on the schools neither, but you know what? We have to address the schools. So tough, okay? If we have to make life difficult for the schools, we will. But they are the ones at the end. They are bottom of the food chain.
Yes.
They should be standing with us, okay? They are the ones left to carry out these orders. If they can't look into this stuff, or they are too scared to go against the narrative because they're going to lose their job, then do we want these kind of people around our children anyway?
And Kim, you will find actually the teaching unions, Ofsted, the education department, the local council, they all tend to be politically correct. The Conservative Party and the Labour Party, they have very pro sexually liberal policies, and purely because that there is a very influential group that is pushing these policies. So you've got to it's really down to the parents to do something about it.
Yeah, and if you come to our presentations, guys, so where Amia was saying there's some influential people behind this, this is what we show you how you have been manipulated, how you've been misled, and how you are being exploited. And to be honest with you, for me, when I find out that something I believed or something I thought was one way, when I realize that I've been manipulated or betrayed or anything like that, that's when I get really angry. Yeah. And that's when things start to shift. So I want you all out there, all minority groups, you are welcome. In actual fact, we need you more than the parents. So it's an open door policy. We would love you to register beforehand. Look on our website, click on news, upcoming events, take the email address from the front of the leaflet and contact the guys direct, okay? Because this is not our event. This is the Child Safeguarding Advocacy Group of Swansea, who are hosting PCP and obviously our Birmingham guys as well. So tomorrow should be a good day. We are there from 2 p.m, guys. I think we're going to start about 20 past 2 because we're going to be waiting for people to come. But hopefully, guys, let's fill that place. There has been rumours there's going to be some opposition there. We will know the difference between genuine and not genuine because we've got nothing to hide. We will be inviting everybody in. We want to show people how they've been betrayed, how they've been exploited. And this is what it's about. We've got nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. And I'm just going to finish this now by saying, guys, in a world where you can be anything, you need to be brave. All right? These are your children. The schools might make you feel like you're alone. You're not alone. I'm waking up to 1,000 messages every single morning just on one platform. Let me tell you now, you are not alone. Even if you've only got 5 people in your WhatsApp group, there are some groups with 400 people. One of the smallest groups we thought we had, Pembroke, they actually turned out to have 121 names going to their council. So there are people out there who want to fight this. There are people out there who agree, because actually this isn't even opinion based, this is fact based. But it's up to us to lead by example, and it's up to us to give them the confidence, and we need to make ourselves available as much as possible, guys. So I'm going to leave it there now. I don't think there'll be a live tomorrow. It's going to be a really long day tomorrow. Monday, I think we've got lots of stuff to do. I think we'll just come back for our live on Tuesday as normal, and hopefully we'll have we can have Rachel's back. Yay, Rachel's back, and I think Lucia will be on Tuesday as well. So guys, there'll be a full team there tomorrow. Myself, Rachel, Lucia, Adele, Kath, Amia, Azar, Ayaz, and what's your friend's name? He doesn't know the other guy. They just picked up some guy on the motorway.
Oh.
They just picked up some stranger. So yeah, we'll be there, guys. Full team, united as always, getting ready to smash this, guys. Okay, let's take this forward. And in a world where you can be anything, it's time to be brave. Good night, everyone.
Bye. Good night.